hello, my magical friends. You don't get the full effect of this filter until you go live. I'm not sure I like it much, but I guess it'll have to do. Welcome, my magical friends. So grateful you are here with me this Tuesday live chat time with me, Dr. Andy. We are going to talk animal magic. We are going to talk energy. We are going to look at things differently. So if you are one of those peeps out in the world that enjoys new stuff, different stuff, you're in the right place. So thank you. So as I'd like to say usually do, but I'm going to go with try to remember to. How's everything going for everyone out there? Hello, Miss Amber. Thank you for being here. So grateful. What's up in your worlds? What would you like me to chat about? We could start there. Of course, I have an agenda. I do have a topic for today, and hopefully most of you got that email reminding you to be here today live about lying. It's actually not what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about energy and how energy doesn't lie. But first, anything up in your world? Any questions? You can bring them all here every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And it doesn't have to be on topic or not. We can just follow the energy, which happens to be the topic today. And that is the verbiage I have been using for years now, follow the energy. And more recently, I've been seeing and hearing it in different places that energy doesn't lie. And what if, just like my fabulous, wonderful teammate Keisha wrote in the email, as what if it's your personal lie detector? And what if it'll let you know when you're lying too? And what if that's what we really use it for? Say what? What if the energy doesn't lie? What if the energy never lies? Never, ever lies. Okay, so I had a conversation with a client. Actually, I had a couple different conversations. And one client brought in this pretty senior guy. He had lost an eye and he couldn't see out of the other one. And he did a lot of barking, just a lot of barking. And mom kept calling it anxiety. It must be anxiety. What is he anxious about? What is he telling you that he's anxious about? And I'm like, I'm not picking that up. I'm like, that was not my perception. So we have this conversation. And as I've mentioned many times, until you say it out loud, up here, when you're thinking about things, they always are great, right? They're always meant to keep you safe. They're always meant to keep you limited. You got to get it out. You got to get it out into the world to really pick up on the energy of it. And so his back was really tight. I do think there was some uncomfortableness. I don't know how much pain we would say. He did mention how small his world is now that he couldn't hear. But mom kept mentioning, because he's been with her 12, 13 years, like a long time. You know, he always fidgeted. He was always fidgety. He was always on the move. He was always a busy guy. He was always this, always this, always this. And then I go, well, what if the barking is what he can do now? And she laughs. She's like, that, my friends, is the energy not lying. What if there is not anxiety about what his world was and what his world is now? What if all of those medications she kept trying with the behaviorist to fix his anxiety, they weren't working because it wasn't present? What if this is what he did now? He couldn't move around. He couldn't be pesty. He couldn't be busy. He could do this. And as soon as I said that, she laughed. And I go, well, how much of this does this bother you? She's like, I hardly even notice it anymore. And so my favorite question, which comes across as very callous and it's not meant to be, is then what's the problem? What if this behavior doesn't need to be fixed? What if your animal doesn't always need to be fixed? And what if it's our thinking that gets us into more trouble than anything else? Because honestly, we could, if thinking actually fixed our problems, we would have gotten rid of them a long time ago. And B, how much does thinking actually get you into more problems? Okay? The energy never lies. The energy never lies. So, like I said, go have a conversation with a friend, a close friend about something. Get it? Hi from Grace and Katie. Mom's Grace's problem. Well, no, this is not, I'm not, hi, Katie. I'm not picking on you, but these critters have big jobs. We are big jobs. We are big jobs. We are most of our animals' quote unquote problem. And they don't actually see it as a problem, but we are big jobs. They have very big jobs. He's like, you can't. I'm not going to pick on you because it just needs to be acknowledged across the board on how big of a job we are. And I did a radio show and Keisha, I was supposed to look this up. Not that you have to. We can get it later, maybe in the email or in here. But when we talked about, it was on Dr. Andy's World. I talked about all of the antidepressants and all the neurological drugs. And we took a different point of view about that. It was a whole podcast on that. They don't generally work because our animals are picking up our crazy. I joke with people. Some of them actually get it. Most think I'm being funny. And I am, and I'm not. When we talk about managing anxiety in their animals, it should actually start with you. So I'm like, yeah, give them some CBD, and then I go, maybe you should take some CBD too. Or, hey, you got some Valium for your dog? Why don't you take one too? Because if the people's stuff gets handled, the animals will also breathe a little bit. And so, you have to, this, where our psychic animals live all the time, cannot be discounted as much as it has been with our animals. For what reason can you come, let's say, an appointment in my home for chiropractic care, as an example? For what reason do we think we can be through the roof nervous and anxious about this, but demand that our animals be calm and okay? That is not resonant. That is a huge disconnect. Because if you are freaking out, whatever terms you want to use, your anxiety's up, you're freaking out, you're nervous about what I'm going to do or whatever that appointment is going to do, but you expect your animal to be calm, cool, collected, and behaved. In my book, it's mean. What if you pulled it together would allow your animal to also pull it together? The energy never lies. Your energy is elevated. If you're worried about something, you have a point of view about something, you are buying into everybody else's points of view about something, and you're I'm going to get to that in a second, Claire. Thank you. Hello. if you're elevated and then turn around and expect your animal to be calm, cool, and collected, that's part of a definition of insanity. That energy never lies. Your energy is up here. Their energy is going to be up there. And you're going to go, and they're going to go, and they're going to go. It's a vicious feedback loop. Yes, Christy. Hi. My animal is making me anxious, and I get anxious because I'm anxious, and I get more anxious because they are anxious, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. The energy never lies. So Claire goes, I have a friend who has put every dog she's had on Prozac. Yes. And that was a lot of what I went over in the podcast too. Probably the only person in that pairing needed Prozac was the person. And I'm not saying, oh, everyone should go, hi, Christy, should go out and get medicated. There are tons and tons of other things to do and be and look at and ask questions about and have your bars run and go have an acupuncture session, get a massage, like, you know, change what people you have conversations with. Like, it goes on and on and on and on and on. Your choices on what you need to choose and do and be for you, that then will impact your animal, and then you can ask them to be more of them. And it'll be clearer in their world what you're asking them to be and do too. The energy never lies. Your mind will lie to you. Your thinking will lie to you. Your thinking in general is flawed, because it's not been out into the world to generate that energy that will give you information. The energy never lies. Back to Prozac here, I had a client recently. One of her dogs was bothering her in the evening. Gets a little wound up, barks out the windows, didn't like it. She's like, I'll just go stick her on some Prozac. And all that energy that just came up for everybody. Some are like, oh, that's a good idea. Some are like, oh, how could someone do that? Both of which are judgments. But if that is what works for you, that's what works for you. I would look at the exercise level myself. It's kind of where I start when you have an animal that is not calming down. Exercise, 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 but oh wait, and that's like natural endorphins too, huh? Oh wait, that's actual chemistry your brain does know what to do with, right? But isn't it easier just to take a pill? And if that's what you're looking for, then do it. I know, I'm that weirdo, right? I should have this point of view and you should just, never do a pill. What if there's a time and place for everything? But what if before you choose something, you ask some questions, right? Let's see. We talked about him. Oh, yes. Let's see. Does this kind of fit in here? I don't know, but I love this part. So I love this topic. I love reminding everybody about this. I had a little dog come in. He was older, 13-ish. And he just, let's stop walking in the rear. No big deal, right? Back legs stopped working. And he had been going downhill a little bit. Took some x-rays. Had some arthritis. And, mom's like willing to go to the ends of the earth and back. Oh, I have to go back to that. That was part of the energy too. Cool. And I'm like, great. I'm not questioning that. Right? But the one thing that we always forget is to get the animals involved. Energetically, energy never lies. Energetically and verbally if you need to, or show them pictures, or however you do your thing with your animal, which can look so many different ways. Nobody does it wrong. Get him involved. Does he want to stick around? And if he does he want to go on walks? All right. So, if you want to walk again, I'm going to need your help here. I'm going to do X, Y, Z. We're going to go to the chiropractor. We're going to go to the acupuncturist. We're going to do these supplements. We're going to get these x-rays. We're going to, we're doing all that. Ask your animal to get involved. If you'd like to walk again, I'm going to need your help on this. Let's go. It's the one thing we always forget our animals. We think we are 110% responsible for their healing. We are not. We will take on 110%, ask them to get involved. Just ask them. And then I ask the question, and if he chooses not to walk again, is that a deal breaker? Does that mean we're going to put him down? And she goes, and she laughs again. She laughs. No. Okay. And she looks at me. I'm like, we're just acknowledging what's true for you and true for him. If this is a doable situation for right now, he gets to know that. You get to acknowledge it. Right? Just acknowledge what's true. Again, energy never lies. Acknowledge what's true. If she had said, no, he's just a little too big. I'm tired. My husband has a bad back. He has to walk or we're going to put him down. Okay. Really, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that either. It's acknowledging what is true. Energy never lies. Acknowledging what's true. Once you acknowledge something, then you can change it. Then the animal get the energy of, oh, not messing around. If I want to stick around, I better start walking. Or, okay, good. I think I'm all right with that too. I think it's time to go get a new body. I'm all right with that. Or numerous different things in between. Nothing is black and white. Nothing is all or nothing. Energy never lies, and acknowledging what is true is the lie detector for you. It's you. You get to know what's true for you, because you know who we are so good at lying to? Ourselves. And then the second best things we're good at lying to our animals. We're very good at that too. Acknowledging what's true. Energy never lies. So we got him involved. Mom had some acknowledgement of what's going to work and what's not going to work. And you know what? That can change. Maybe it's 20 days later. He's still not walking. There's a lot of care. And she chooses to change her mind and choose something else. That's okay too. The energy never lies, and it changes like that. That's why when people ask, oh, did they tell you that they're ready to go? I have actually had a couple animals. I recently had a very large German Shepherd. I'd seen, I don't know if I mentioned him or not, but saw him a few years ago. Mom brought him back in. He's had GI distress his entire 8 years. Big guy, 115 pounds. Screaming Mimi for his adjustments. Oh my goodness. Sweet boy. And he walks in for an adjustment. I hadn't seen him in, I don't know, a couple, 3 years, whatever. He goes, I'm done here. Okay. I heard him. I acknowledged him. I didn't make it mean anything, and I didn't know what he was referring to. So occasionally they do come in with that. And I do my best to just kind of acknowledge it and see where we go with it. He actually is no longer with us. He was put down. He had created some pretty dramatic issues that a new body was definitely in order. So his mama helped him with that. So he had to choose that. Okay. Let me see what Amber has here. My cat is so crazy all night. I just tell her to lay down and roll over and tell her to lay down, and then you roll over and put your head under your covers. It's too cold, so she says no to walks with me and Aggie. Ah, yes, because Kitty goes on walks generally, right? Now it is too cold. Okay, well, you're the dominant being. So, the question is, either what else can we do for exercise here? Because you're not allowed to keep me up all night. It doesn't work for me. You can go on walks. You're always welcome. What else is possible? Show me what else you'd like to do. Or what else can you occupy yourself with so you are tired at night? Because this up all night does not work for me. You can take it one step farther, but see where that gets you? What awareness you get from it. That means in the shower, on the car ride to work, a walk around the block, you'll get a piece of information from her, and or she'll take care of it. That is also getting them involved. Because crazy making, we will make ourselves crazy with how many anxiety pills are there to try when you're not actually dealing with anxiety. How many things can I try to tire out my cat? Let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. And the only person that's tired is you. So what if you took a breath? And it could be instantaneous. She's pretty used to talking with you, right? And she's pretty communicative. So it may be instantaneous. You may get a picture, you may get an awareness like that. It may take 2 or 3 days. The energy never lies. It'll show up as it's meant to show up. The energy never lies. Right? Like a great example that I think, well, there was consciousness has changed my life, period. But this one, there's like those handful of things that you're like, oh, I've been on this journey for this. I have so many clients calling. I have new clients that want to talk to me. I have all of this. There's phone calls that need to be returned. There's emails, and I'm always, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. I got to get this done. And then I forget when or where I even heard this. What if you return all those in perfect timing if you're following the energy? So what if you didn't call Tim back for 3 days? And your policy is, I need to get back to him by the end of the workday, right? That's what the message says. I've got to be this good business person. And you don't call him back for 3 days. And he goes, oh, thank you. This is perfect. I had to go out of town for 2 days, help my brother move or whatever. And this is great. The energy never lies. What if you knew that? You knew it. That energy was not moving until the moment you did make that phone call. What if that email that you never responded to actually didn't require a response? We are so good at beating ourselves up about all that stuff. What if, again, we take a breath, take a step back and go, I actually hit that all in perfect timing because I was paying attention to the energy. The energy never lies. Our mind will lie to us. Our thinking will lie to us. Other people will lie to us. Not necessarily intentional. It's not that. But if you are not aware that they're lying to you, you'll miss it. And if they are lying to you, cool, they're lying to me. Next. But the energy never lies. And kind of going back to the giggle when Mom laughed about, well, this is what I do now. I bark incessantly. And he did the entire the entire visit. I'm like, oh boy, you picked the right people, because she was completely unfazed by it. And when she would talk about it at home, she's like, huh. I'm like, boy, you did some good choosing. Because he did. It was incessant. This is what I do now. And she laughs. When you laugh, the energy, that is the energy that you follow. That is correct, lack of a better term. That's the lightness we're looking for. Even if someone calls you a bitch and you're like, I am. Awesome. It could be in just that 10 seconds. Don't get too hung up on that. But, so, you know, like when I, say some stuff that would be inappropriate to other people and other people laugh, that's because I'm perceiving the energy and it matches and it's light and it's accurate. It's not what I think. Don't get me wrong. There are still moments when my thinking gets in the way. But I'm getting better at, all right, am I thinking about this or what else is this? Question, go back to your question. Even if that question is, what question do I ask here? What question do I ask Tia about being up all night? But you also need to add in, Amber, sorry, I'm going back to Amber's cat, that energy of, and this is for everybody, because we are the dominant beings. My hair is all crooked. It's trying not to have that bother me, but it was bothering me. Okay. It's a little better. Now it's over here. Anyway, that being the dominant being and this up all night doesn't work for me. Okay? You people with the thumbs and the feet that know how to drive the cars and know how to turn on the computers, go to work and make the money. Okay? You get to have a say. It kind of goes back to the barking dog. I forget what part of the conversation, but she had said something to me, and this actually sparked this TLC, where she's like, I would go to China for new eyes for him. And I looked at her, and I go, and does he want you to go to China for new eyes? And she goes, why wouldn't he? I would. I go, I'm not questioning that you would, but does he actually require it? Do our animals actually want us to go to China for stuff? Or Indonesia or Europe or whatever, to the ends of the earth? Do they? Do they actually require that of us? And so when you are getting ready to decide on something, do they actually require this of me? Do they actually require a $10,000 surgery from me that I cannot afford and that would put 2 of my credit cards at maxed out? Do they actually require this? And you still may choose it. That is fine. But she had this assumption. She had thought in her head that because she would do it, he would want it. That's where you get it out into the world. And we had a little more conversation about that, and she kind of took, at one point, there was no laughing on this, but she kind of took this whole breath with it. Like, oh. Because I think she was also beating herself up for not doing everything she thought maybe that was even possible with his eyes. I don't know what the whole story was. It was kind of, he didn't care at all. Which I think we get distracted by too, right? They should care if they can't see, right? What if they don't? What if some do? But what if the majority of them don't? The energy never lies. We didn't talk about the eyes because there was no energy on it. He didn't care. But it did bring up a space for her to go, oh. Right? Frisbees come from China and those are required. See? It just depends on what you're going to China for. Eyeballs, Frisbees, you get it. All right, friends, I think we are adequately fried today. Give you some stuff to chew on. Take a look at it. Ask some questions. See what is light in your world. What is it light in your animal's world? Because the energy never lies. All right, any other questions, comments, anything else up in your world, even if they don't match this topic? I kind of got over the filter and it turned out okay. Hi, Miss Casey. Love you too. Can't wait to see you and Grace. They've been gone for months. They've been missing my Katie and Grace time. Hi, Louise. Sorry I missed you up there. All right, my dear, dear friends. I think that's it for this TLC. Holy moly. That was a good one. I liked it. The energy never lies. Soon, she says. Yay. Good. I'm so glad you guys are laughing out there. Always like top target, honestly. Top target. I want you to laugh. We need more laughter. Animals need more laughter. The planet needs more laughter. Sometimes if the light energy goes in a direction you don't want, it can be hard to feel the lightness. Well, not quite sure what we're talking about there. But yes, what's light and what is normal, regular, expected, easy to do because you've always done it, can then make following the lightness a lot more difficult because that heavy, we're used to the heavy. The heavy has a big draw. The lightness is usually very different than what you've chosen before. So I don't know if that speaks to it. But yes, you can get just the flash of the light and then you go into the shoulds, the coulds, the woulds, what I've always done. And it's just the muscle you keep playing with and building. Hope that spoke to that. Maybe we'll talk more about light and heavy next week because we can't talk about it too much. And we could all use as much lightness and choice and possibility in our life and living. We could always just use more. So why not? All right, my magical friends. We went long today. So grateful you are all here today. I will be back next week, 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, right here on Dr. Andi Harper's page. Invite your friends. Tell them, come listen to this weird chick. Sometimes she's funny. And she talks about animal stuff. You may not get it, but come on. It'll be fun. Try that. And until then, my magical, magical friends, so grateful for you all out there. How much fun can you have with your animals? Remember that fun? Let's have some fun. Bye, peeps.